Virgin Galactic Space, those shares up about 17%, best day in more than a year. Bailey Lipschultz joining us right now to talk a little bit more about why the shares are up, Bailey, and it looks like it has to do with that commercial flight. Do you remember when Richard Branson went up there and took that flight around? I felt like that was like ages ago.
Yeah, about 2 years ago, a number of delays have plagued the company, but announcing that they will have their first commercial flight later this month, that's not really a shocker, but talking to some investors on Wall Street, it actually shows that they are living up to some of the timelines that they sent out with their previous quarterly update, and that will set the stage for the second commercial flight in August. The company also expects to do monthly commercial flights from there on out, so they're working through that backlog of people who paid just under $500,000 for the opportunity to go to the edge of space.
Okay, so each person paid $500,000. What do we know about the backlog of people who've already paid their deposits?
Yeah, so it's about $425,000, $450,000. There are just over 1,000 people, from my understanding, who lined up for the opportunity. So again, their first time taking actual paying customers is expected to be in August, and then they'd be able to work through just a handful every month. And really the big focus for Wall Street is that how many people have the ability to pay that much money, and how much can Virgin Galactic actually get different spaceships into the edge of space.
Well, there's a lot of rich people who I'm sure want to go more than once.
Yeah, well, I guess you hope so for their benefit. Bailey, are you going up in this thing?
I mean, I think it'd be cool, but I don't know if, Romaine, you have a couple $100,000 to toss to me, because I personally can't afford it right now.
I mean, I could pitch in, 10 or 15 bucks here. You'll get there eventually.
Go fund me for Bailey.
I am curious, though, too. I mean, because this was a stock, of course, a lot of people had made a big bet on a couple years ago because they thought this was here. Does this sort of, I mean, you kind of mentioned the idea that they are still kind of meeting some of those timetables, even despite the setbacks that they had. Do you think that this could actually put a bid back under the stock beyond just today?
It doesn't seem like that's really the case. Looking at the fundamentals, the math is very difficult. The big bear case right now is that this is a company that's trading far above what it would likely turn if it can get a number of spacecrafts into the edge of space. And that's really the bet. What I've been talking to sources on Wall Street really pointing out to the initial bid was likely short covering, so getting caught up in kind of the momentum trade we've seen over the last week.